Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into artificial intelligence. It's exciting, sure, but sometimes it feels like everyone's just throwing around buzzwords.
Yeah, can be a lot.
Luckily, we've got Demystifying AI, and in this deep dive, we're cutting through all that noise to give you the need-to-know info about AI.
Exactly. This source really helps break down AI, like practically. You know, how it's impacting businesses and, well, everyone, really.
So what pops into your mind when you hear artificial intelligence? Those AI profile pics everyone's using.
Oh, totally.
Or like self-driving cars.
It is pretty wild how AI makes you think about the future, but honestly, it's already all around us. We just don't always realize it.
And this source, it gets right into it, breaking down all the different types of AI. You've got traditional AI trying to like copy how humans think.
Right.
Like teaching a computer to play chess.
Uh-huh.
Then there's generative AI. That's
Yeah.
the one everybody's talking about, right? Creating stuff like music or those deepfake videos.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing what it can do. Pushing the limits, for sure.
And of course, everyone's heard of ChatGPT. How does that fit in?
ChatGPT, well, that's a great example of strong AI. It's built to handle, like, a ton of different tasks.
Okay.
So it's different from narrow AI, which is great at one specific thing, like facial recognition, but strong AI, way more adaptable.
Gotcha. Now, the source also mentions something called predictive AI, which sounds kind of like fortune-telling, but for companies.
Kind of. Imagine a company using AI to figure out when a machine's going to break down based on how it's been working. That's predictive AI. Huge for, like, preventing problems before they happen.
Makes sense. Then there's AI automation, which makes me picture like robots on a factory floor.
Spot on. Combining AI with robots and systems to make things run smoother, you know, like in a warehouse where robots sort packages, or in manufacturing where AI manages the whole production line.
So many types of AI. Feels like every day there's something new.
Totally. And it's affecting all kinds of industries. This source really points that out. Businesses are using it to personalize things for their customers, respond faster, and process huge amounts of data, way quicker than any human could.
Okay, so we've got all these types of AI, but
Yeah.
what even is it? Like, how does it actually work?
Well, this source breaks it down into 5 main parts.
Okay.
Starts with data. That's the fuel for AI, you know, everything it learns from, whether it's text, pictures, numbers, you name it.
So the data is like the ingredients.
Exactly. Then you have algorithms. That's the set of rules that tell the AI what to do with all that data.
Like the recipe.
Yeah. Then, after the data is processed by the algorithm, you get the model.
Okay.
That's basically what the AI learned, like the finished dish. It shows how the AI understands the data and how it can do a specific job, like writing or recognizing pictures.
So like the model is the AI showing off what it can do.
Yeah. Then you've got the response, which is what the AI actually does with all that info. You know, it might write something, identify something in a picture, or make a prediction.
So the response is AI in action. What's the last piece?
The 5th element is ethics. That's the moral compass of AI, making sure it's used the right way so it doesn't do any harm or create unfairness.
Really important. With AI becoming so powerful, got to make sure it's used for good.
Totally. Ethics builds trust in AI, you know,
Oh.
both inside companies and with the public. We got to understand how AI makes decisions. And it's important to remember, AI can help us do things better, but it's not here to replace us.
Yeah, you can't make those tough decisions that need a human touch.
Right.
Okay, so we've talked about all the types of AI and the basics of how it works.
Right.
But how can companies actually use it? You know, put it into practice. This source, it gives some advice on that, right?
It does. It really stresses having, like, a clear plan before you jump in. You need a roadmap. This source calls it an operating model. It's basically a guide for building and managing AI systems in your business.
So like you wouldn't build a house without blueprints, right?
Exactly. And just like you want a house to have room to grow, your AI systems need to be scalable. Got to handle more data, more tasks as your business grows.
Scalability, that's important for any business that's, going places. But what about transparency? This source mentioned that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it important for AI?
Transparency is all about trust. If you don't know how an AI is making decisions, you can't really trust it, right? This is huge for companies internally and for customers who are interacting with AI systems.
It definitely makes me feel better knowing what's going on behind the scenes. No one wants to feel like decisions are being made by some mysterious black box.
And that leads right into communication. Businesses need to be upfront about how they're using AI. Talk to employees, talk to customers, address their concerns, tell them what to expect, and focus on the good stuff, the benefits.
Because a lot of times, people think AI is going to take their jobs, but good communication can change that, right?
Yeah, it's about showing employees how AI can actually make their jobs better, help them work smarter, focus on the tasks that really need, like human creativity and problem-solving skills.
This source, it gives some cool real-world examples, like how Abansa is using AI to manage customer requests.
Oh, yeah, Abansa. That's a great example of AI making things better for the business and for the customer. Their AI can handle those, like, routine questions, so the human agents. They're free to deal with the more complicated issues, faster responses, more personalized service.
Win-win, right? Another one that caught my eye was SS&C Technologies, using AI to process those credit agreements.
Oh, yeah, they saw a massive jump in speed, like 95%. And what's really interesting is their AI can work with structured data, like neat spreadsheets, but also unstructured data, the messy stuff, like text in legal documents.
Wait, so the AI is basically reading and understanding legal jargon to pull out the important info.
Exactly. It shows how AI can find patterns and insights in data that would take us humans forever to figure out.
I love these real-world examples. They show that AI is actually delivering, making businesses better, not just hype.
For sure. And I think the big takeaway here is AI is a tool, right? It's all about how we use it, how we implement it, how we manage it. That determines the impact.
Right. It's not good or bad on its own. It's how we choose to use it. And these examples, they really show what's possible when it's done well.
This source lays out a great framework for thinking about that, We've talked about having a plan, making sure it scales, being transparent, communicating well. But there's another piece that's super important for businesses.
What's that?
This source talks about having a clear purpose for using AI. Like, what are you trying to solve? What are your goals? How will AI help you get there?
So it's not just about having the coolest tech. It's got to fit into your overall business strategy.
Right. It's about being intentional, making sure AI aligns with what you're trying to achieve as a business, whether it's happier customers, a more efficient operation, or, pushing the boundaries with innovation.
It sounds like having that clear vision, really makes the difference between AI being just a cool gadget and a tool that actually moves your business forward.
Absolutely. And, as we talk about all this AI stuff, it's important to remember that things are changing so fast. What we think we know now could be totally different in a couple years.
That's true. It feels like we're barely scratching the surface of what AI can do, and it's already moving at warp speed.
Yeah.
So for someone who's, trying to keep up with all of this, what's the best way to stay ahead of the curve?
Honestly, it's all about never stopping learning. You got to stay curious, keep up with the latest trends, and see how AI is being applied in different ways.
Well, this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about. I feel like I have a way better understanding of AI now, the different types, the core parts, and how to actually put it to use.
That's great. And remember, you can always go back to Demystifying AI as a reference. It's a really solid foundation for understanding this whole AI world.
Definitely a great resource. So for our listener who has been with us on this journey, what's the one big takeaway you want them to remember?
I'd say the most important thing is to remember that AI is a tool. It can be this powerful force for good, helping us solve tough problems and create positive change. But like any tool, it needs to be used responsibly, strategically, ethically.
Well said. It's not about being scared of AI or, getting caught up in all the hype. It's about understanding its potential and its limits and recognizing that we have a responsibility to guide its development in the right direction.
Exactly. And throughout this deep dive, we've touched on so many key aspects of AI. You learned about the different types, from traditional to generative, narrow to strong. We talked about the key elements like data, algorithms, models, and responses. And of course, we discussed the ethical side of things and how businesses can implement AI responsibly.
You've got the knowledge now, so keep exploring, keep learning, keep asking those questions.
And don't forget, the future of AI is being shaped right now, so be part of the conversation. Share your thoughts and help guide this incredible technology towards a future that benefits everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI. Until next time.